We often assume that a sharp intellect guarantees good life choices, yet it's incredibly common to see exceptionally brilliant individuals make disastrous, highly emotional decisions. This assumption traces all the way back to ancient Greece. Philosophers like Aristotle categorized humans as inherently rational creatures, defined by our capacity for reason. Over time, that classical idea morphed into a modern standard. We began to rely on multiple choice intelligence tests as the ultimate predictors of clear, objective judgment. But modern cognitive science tells a different story. Researchers in behavioral economics have proven that human irrationality is the norm, demonstrating that high IQ and rational thinking are completely separate traits. Psychologists even have a specific term for this condition: Disrationalia. It describes the inability to think and behave rationally despite possessing a high level of intelligence. Making objective choices relies on an entirely separate structural architecture in the brain. To map how decisions are constructed, cognitive scientists use the tripartite model of the mind, dividing our thinking into three distinct tiers. At the base is the autonomous mind. Because thinking burns metabolic energy, our biological default is to be a cognitive miser, saving power. To conserve that energy, the autonomous mind relies on quick emotional shortcuts, housing ingrained flaws like loss aversion and confirmation bias. Above that sits the algorithmic mind. This tier represents your raw IQ, fluid intelligence, and actual processing speed. If the biases at the base are left unchecked, having a high IQ creates a trap called motivated reasoning. The algorithmic mind simply uses its immense processing power to rapidly rationalize terrible, emotionally driven decisions. Raw intelligence cannot cure biological bias. Without a supervisor, a high IQ merely makes you faster and more effective at defending your own flawed beliefs. That supervisor is the reflective mind, located at the apex of the model. This is where true rationality lives, acting as an active override that hits pause on our biological reflexes. This supervisor operates on two distinct pillars. The first is epistemic rationality, asking the objective question, do my beliefs map onto the real world? The second is instrumental rationality, asking, are my actions the absolute best way to achieve my goals? To answer those questions, the reflective mind performs cognitive decoupling. It mentally detaches the specific problem from the immediate chaotic emotional context. Once detached, it applies learned mindware, rules of logic, probability, and scientific inference to calculate the correct answer. Objective choice requires this structural override. Rationality is the active software containing our biological hardware. Unlike raw processing power, which is largely fixed, objective decision-making is a cognitive style. It can be actively learned and trained. The daily practice used to strengthen the reflective mind is known as actively open-minded thinking. This practice requires three specific standards. First is depth of search. Instead of looking for validation, you actively hunt for data that proves your initial assumption wrong. Second is impartiality. You demand that opposing viewpoints are evaluated using the exact same metrics and rigor as your favored beliefs. Finally, confidence calibration. You practice aligning the strength of your certainty entirely with the quality of your evidence. Intelligence dictates what your brain is capable of computing. Rationality is the objective choice to actually sit down and do the math.
Like and subscribe, or I will tickle your pickle.